sunny, it's beautiful, it's spring, it's Tuesday, April 20th. Should be Earth Day, right? Isn't it Earth Day? That just is hitting me now that I'm saying the date out loud. However, it is Taurus season. It is the season of sustenance. It is the time where we are in mid-spring, where we see the abundance, we see the value of hibernating and feeling the contraction of winter. It's when we reclaim our vitality and we give it structure. It is the time where we can begin to trust that our dreams or our aspirations or our goals or our intentions are manifesting. Now, the trick is that they are manifesting as they need to be, not necessarily as we want them to be. So always remembering that there's more at work than what you can see. And I feel like just springtime is so much of that. And for anybody else that's a nature lover and has been digging in the dirt, then you can see how much potential there is in that dirt. Like I don't even get my nails done because I dig in the dirt so much. And actually I finally got my toenails done recently. And they usually laugh at my feet because I teach yoga. So I have calluses, and I do yoga. So I have calluses, and they're actually good for you. It's part of the reason why our feet stick to the ground because we have calluses. But I also tend to be barefoot a lot. So, but when I was getting my toes done and my daughter was with me, they asked me if I want my fingernails painted, and I said, no, I dig in the dirt too much. And they said, oh yeah, don't even bother, because all the things I do, I just dig. So if you're a gardener out there, this is a time that we begin to decide what we're gonna plant in the ground. So in that fixed earth energy, we get to choose, right? What do we want to sustain? What do we want to dig into and nourish and care for so that we can bring it forward? So let's just talk physiologically real quick. That includes our body, right? This idea that if you've ever had shoulder issues or hip issues, it can really limit how you engage. If you've had neck issues, okay, which I think most everybody here knows that I've had quite a few, that when we have neck issues, it really cuts off the connection to our brain and our higher self and to our heart and our physical reality. Or have you ever had that moment where you are walking and you hit your big toe on something or your pinky toe and you just feel very much alive and very real? So in that sort of energy, we can also get a little stubborn and have a hard time with changing and having a hard time with adjusting and shifting to the currents. But wildly, we can trust in the adjustment when we look out the window and we see the fertile ground. We see how abundant it is. We see the resilience of nature, that even when there's a freeze or a frost, and like my hydrangeas, right? All the leaves looked ugly for a while and now they're coming back to life. So it's just so profound, and I could talk about it for a long time. So that's the idea of getting into the physical body. We're gonna really feel muscles today. And when you put air and fire, the reason why I put the quarter moon on there too, is because what then you have is we have not just earth energy, I said air, didn't I? Earth energy, which is the physical body. It's about the plugging in to our values and what it is we want to sustain. But it's also in a tension or a challenge because this earth energy wants to sustain and wants to ground, and the fire energy wants to say, it's fixed fire, it wants to say, come on, let's go, let's have fun, let's illuminate, let's light it up, right? So wait a second, I need to be grounded, I need to be steady, I need to be clear in how I'm doing my work. And the fire says, let's boogie, let's go have fun, let's play. Don't dig in the dirt, let's just go dance barefoot under the sky. So let's do it. We're gonna feel it in our body. We're gonna be in that core energy again, because that's what wants us to play and have fun. And as we have fun, we're going to be steady in that ability to tend to the layers of ourselves that want to come alive, that want to feel the abundance, that want to kiss the royal nature of who we are. We're gonna start standing. We're gonna do some balancing, getting the feet off the ground, but we're also going to we're gonna have a little twisting today, and we will get into the hips and shoulders, but we're not gonna be twisting as much as we have been, because we've just shifted from, okay, we got all that initiatory energy of our souls going last month. Now we're really tending to that foundation, tending to the structure of our well-being so we can nourish it, so we can sense the beauty of our life and realize that it's sacred. So here we go, start standing. You might want to block nearby because we are going to do some balancing. As always, you are in charge of you. You hold authority, and these practices are here so that you can become more of yourself. Because when you can tend and nourish your innermost self, you can then tend and nourish the world around you. So I am just here to guide you. You are in charge of your body. You know yourself better than anyone else. So I haven't said that in a long time. I'm saying it right now. And whenever you're watching this, right, catching the replay, catching it live, it doesn't matter, because this energy is within all of us. I'm just teaching from the mundane to help guide us inward into the sacred cavern of ourselves. So stand in Tadasana. What a great pose, right? Taurus energy rules the throat. How we speak, fifth chakra. How are we going to vocalize what it is we want to bring forward? How are we going to connect the heavens to the earth? Bring your hands to your heart center. Call upon the highest. Draw a circle around you. We'll draw a circle around our homes, our communities, and just this connection to bring forward the highest good, harm to none. 5 breaths, just breathing into the appreciation of the journey of life, the path you're on, calling in your higher self, assimilating it, knowing you're going to dance in the mystery so that you can reveal your own grace. Feeling the breath in the back of the throat. Big inhale in. And a big exhale out. Bring the hands together in front of the forehead so you can see this vision for yourself. Keeping your eyes closed, bend your knees, thighs go back, hinge at your hips, elbows come to your thighs, and pause here. So you're gonna feel this huddle pose, right? We're really gathering the energy of ourselves in. What is it we want to sustain? What do we want? What really matters to you that you can live with and live by? Big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. You're going to draw into your core and then inhale, come up. Just see if you can, not can't. See if you can bring the left foot up and flex the foot. Draw the thighs back. Sweep the hands back. Lift the heart, lift the chest. We're just here. Big full breath in. Big full breath out, and then you're gonna bend the knees. Left ankle comes to the thigh. Lean the heart forward and breathe. I know I told you we were gonna balance. We're just getting into the hips first because if you've been gardening a lot and digging a lot, you gotta clear out the low back. Big breath in, big breath out, or maybe you've just been out walking and hiking. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands come together, pull into your core. Draw into that connection of you. Yeah, can you talk to Daddy, please? Yes, if Daddy's home, you can ask him too, okay? And then find both feet. See, she wants to nourish herself. Elbows to your thighs, draw into your core, soften the heart. Big breath in. So feel how good it feels to have both feet on the ground. What is that foundation? Even though it's challenging, remember your resilience. What are you here to sustain? That's where we stay steady. That's why it's important to have intentions. That's why it's important to have, or maybe you just have goals. But what happens, the difference between an intention, a sankalpa, is it comes from the heart. Big breath in. Big breath out. Draw into your core. Inhale, palms together, shoulders to your back. Right leg lifts. Pull in. Yeah, way more successful when you know the adversity, you know the challenge that's in front of you. Draw into the core, bow, arms sweep out, shoulders drawn to the back, really lift into the core, okay? You gotta use it, own it, it's gonna clear the back, the hips. Full breath in. Obviously you could be using a wall or a chair to help you balance. And then inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to the center of the forehead, elbow bends, foot's lifted, anchor down. Feet to the earth, ground, settle, breathe. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms high, deep breath in. Hands come back behind the head, elbows come forward. Draw the shoulders in, lift the heart, open the chest. Just breathe here, head's leaning back into the arms. Arms are holding the head, throat is soft, back of the neck is long. Inhale, lift the head, arms sweep up high. Exhale, arms wide. Fold all the way forward. Oh my gosh. Feel whatever contraction is there. It's a sign that you're using your body. Hands to your shins. Inhale, find length. Open the heart. Exhale, bow down. 3 more times. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. Inhale, find length. And then exhale, bow. Bend the knees. We're going to go straight into downward dog. Can you believe it? So find your dog. Find your hands. How are the hands? Spread through the fingers. Get the 4 corners of your hands grounded. Arms are lifted. Heart is centered. Core is strong. And then just stretch your heels. They may or may not touch the floor. Big, full, deep breath in and a full, deep breath out. You're going to exhale, bring the knees to the earth. Sit back on your heels. We're going to wake our feet up. Why? Because we want to trust that we can stand on them, that we can lean into them, that they can carry us forward, right? If we're going to serve our soles, we might as well get to the soles of the feet. Draw the belly in, come to your fingertips. You're going to inhale and pick your knees up, find your fingertips, draw into the core, heels are lifted. Now, anchor the left heel to the ground. You're on your fingertips, draw into the core. You're going to flex your right foot, even the hips out, and then just kick 3 times. Right foot forward. 1, I guess that was 3. We'll go 4, okay? Then pull the heel up and then kick it 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hate counting. Find the balls of the feet, bend the knees, pull into the belly, even out the shoulders, and then you're going to ground the right heel. Pull into your center, flex the left foot 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then come up onto the ball of the right foot and 4 pulses again. Both heels ground, heels to the earth. Inhale, find length. Now, you're going to lift your heels up, bend your knees. Okay, so it's like we're in a crow prep. We're not doing arm balances today, though. Walk your hands forward, spread through your fingers, and just stretch through the back body. So we're getting the core to wake up pretty intensely and clearing the hips out pretty intensely so we can get all the way into the earth energy. You're going to walk your hands forward, knees come to the earth, walk the hands forward, feet point back, elbows bend, right? You can come into plank if you want. Elbows bend, so draw the hands back, shoulders are drawing in, core is lifting. I'm not a fan of pulling the elbows in, okay? Because it pulls your hand up and it torques your shoulders forward. So elbows are more in a diagonal. Really draw them slowly to the earth. Hands sweep back, feet are still lifted, or if they're not, lift them up. Shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, rise. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Feet point back, hands ground down, shoulders roll back, cobra or upward dog. Inhale all the way in, and exhale out. Then use that core. Pull back, thighs are moving back, core is sweeping back, downward dog. Fun, right? Inhale your right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip, feel that lift, and then exhale, step the foot through to a lunge. You're going to ground your back heel, straighten the front leg. So feel the connection here, intense leg stretch, getting us going. Draw up into the right waistline, outer right hip moves back, bow into it. I have collected things on my clothes. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then lunge into the front knee. Draw into your center. Inhale the hands to your heart. You're going to draw the shoulders back. Ground through the back heel. Find the length. Really pull the ribs in. So feel the connection here. We have the bottom of our heart that we're trying to connect to the pelvic floor and all the way to the earth by tapping in and plugging in. Hands to the heart. Big deep breath in. Arms reach forward. Plug the arms in. Left elbow comes under the right. Wrap the arms together. Shoulders drawn to the back. Hips are square. Lift through the heart. Open through the throat. So remember that feeling you had when your hands were behind your head. And you're going to lunge forward. Shift it forward if you can. Warrior 3. You might fall over. You might feel really heavy. Bend the left knee. Bring the knee up. Hips are pulling back. Cross the leg all the way over. Eagle pose. Find that center. It's really hard doing yoga with the window right next to you and talking. And recording yourself, doing it all. It's all really weird, but hey, we're used to it by now. Foot's gonna stretch back into warrior 1. Inhale the arms overhead, hands come back behind the head, elbows come forward, open the heart up. Deep breath in, and then exhale, hands to the earth, re-extend that front leg, flex the front foot so you can clear the calf out. I like to bend the back knee so I can square my hips off, but I think you guys know I'm a back knee bender. Then push through the foot, lengthen through the spine. Breathing all the way in. And then exhale, you're gonna lunge into the front knee, step back, downward dog. Good old dog pose. Now, one side probably feels longer, right? Just working in the material realm of you create an expansion. You're creating the space to have fun. Remember, we're having fun, but it's going to be challenged because we want to be more steady. You're going to walk. What do we do? I forgot how we got there. You're going to bend the knees, yes. Tuck the toes, sit back. Totally forgot how we got there. Draw into the core, lift through the heart. This time, clasp the hands, shoulders drawn to the back, open the throat, open the chest, big deep breath in. And then exhale, find your fingertips. Your knees are pulling in. You're gonna lift up, sorry, I'm thinking so many different things. Lift the heels up high, bend the knees as much as you need to. Now if you can, bring your hands flat to the ground. Shoulders come over the wrist. Clear through the neck, okay? Clear through the neck. Draw into the belly, and then kick the left foot forward 4 times. Notice how much you want to play, right? But there's a steadiness to it. That is the challenge. Draw in, knees go wide. You can pull your hips back, hands go forward. I didn't make you do it a bunch of times. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then your knees come to the earth. Your arms come forward. You can go into plank, right? Or you can really be focused on your shoulders being into the back and slowly coming down. Bend the knees, flex the feet, hands lift, heart lift. So it's just Dhanurasana without holding your feet. Feel that connection. Being playful but steady. That's how we sustain our energy. Hands to the earth, feet point back, shoulders roll back, cobra or upward dog. And then exhale back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg left, spin the knee, open the hip up. And it's so nice. Step the foot through to a lunge, shorten the stance, ground the heel, realizing the tops of my feet are bruised, which is a little bizarre. Okay, ground the foot, intense leg stretch, right? So that's kind of the steadiness of the intensity. Those of you who have done the Hot 26 or Bikram, that's such an example of fixed fire and fixed earth. It's so intense, you can't even leave. You're so committed that you come alive. It's just discipline, right? It's how we sustain things. One more breath. And then exhale, bend the knee, draw into the core. You're going to feel that connection to drawing up. Waistline's pulling back. Find the length. Core draws in. Arms go forward, right elbow under the left. Eagle arms. So what's going to happen is you're going to pull back and be a little dramatic because that would be more fun. I'm asking you to sustain what matters, and your soul matters, your low back matters, your hips matter, your shoulders matter. Your strength, the way you're sustaining and nourishing yourself. Get really clear in what matters to you. This is such a great, powerful day to do it, and you're being pushed to really articulate that clarity. You're going to shift the weight forward. Warrior 3. Into the light. Stay lifted through the core, shoulders to the back. And you're going to bend the knees. Eagle pose. Right leg crosses over. You can hook the foot if you want. It's not necessary. Sit back. Stay with the breath. the steady fire of the heart, that which sustains you. Uncross the leg, whew, ground it back, free the arms, holy mackerel. Rise up through the sides of the body, hands come back behind the head, shoulders drawn to the back, open the heart. Breathe into it. Now I realize, I just wanted to set that free, okay? So I am completely dropping here. So sweep the back, the belly in, lift the back of the heart up, and even though you're lunging forward, you're growing up out of the low back. Stretch the arms up high, and then hands come down to the earth. Front leg stretches. Bend the back knee if you want to. Flex the front foot, clearing all the way out. This is definitely extra earth digging, loving people practice. Which is why Taurus is so strong. Hands to the earth, lift it up and back. Downward dog. Knees to the earth, hips sweep back, spine rolls up. Pull the belly back, hands sweep back, shoulders draw in. Hands come to the earth. We're doing it one last time. If you wanted to, you could just orient to a wall. You can do the kicks again, or you can turn to the wall and shift. I know, I didn't prep you, it just came to me. Draw in, get the feet up the wall, and then the arms pull forward. You draw the waist back, 4 or 5 breaths here. And then you return back to the earth. Come back onto your mat. If you left, heels rise up again, knees bend. You could also do you could have done the variation we did together at the beginning. Arms sweep forward. Big breath in. Big breath out. This side, knees come to the earth. Arms come forward. Elbows to the ground. Palms turn up. You're going to lift up into that forearm plank. So get the inner thighs to lift up, outer hips hug in, shoulders drawn, belly's lifted. Feel length, right? So think of the throat right now. Back of the neck is long, front of the throat is soft. Breathe here. I'm shaking. Anybody else? And then exhale, knees to the earth. You can come to your belly or move back, child's pose. Notice what you're fixated on, and how can you be persistent in staying connected to your higher self, of really honoring the essence of you and caring for yourself. You're going to inhale up onto your hands and knees, all the way up, standing on your knees. Find length through the spine. I don't think I've done camel pose in a long time. Rising up, hands to your ribs, okay? Draw the shoulders in. Feel how much the rib cage wants to flare open. That's just a sign that we just want to be more playful. So I'm going to ask that you keep the playfulness and the childlike nature and be more of that adult or just mindful individual where your ribs are hugging in, your knees are grounded, hands come to your low back. Find that length, shoulders to the back, and just resist going all the way into camel pose. Feel lots of strength. So you're wrapping the whole front body in, shoulders are drawing back. Feeling the ribs hug in. Open the heart. Hands can even come out by your sides. You can pulse the arms back to wake up the back line, or just have fun, right? Or you can also just hug the arms towards the midline, open the heart, big full breath in. It's like Tadasana on our knees. Big full breath out, and then exhale, release. Hands to the earth, toes tuck. Downward dog, right leg lifts, bring the knee into the heart, up and over to your right foot. Now you might be like, what just happened? There's that kind of upsurge of energy by being steady and feeling more able to open. So coming into this little rock star version, draw into the core, left hand comes down. I know I said no arm balance. It's not exactly an arm balance. Step the foot through, pivot the back heel. We're going to triangle pose first. So be mindful of the hamstring. Use the block. If need be, draw in so the inner thigh pulls in, the outer hip pulls in. They're pulling the thighs in, belly's in. Shoulders are drawing to the back. There's a connection to your core. Sweep the arm out. What do you want to sustain? What matters to you? What can you be steady in your presence? How can you feel that steadiness supporting you here in whatever this pose is called, triangle pose? What's the offering of your heart? The sacred beauty of you. Bend the front knee. Shift the weight forward. You're going to inhale into half moon, block or no block. Finding that connection to the core. Heart's open. Breathing with it. And then we're going to go back into reverse warrior 2. Bend the knee. So you want to really think about where you're landing. Foot grounds down, maybe heel toe the foot back, lift up, shoulders are drawing in. Feel this lift up through the side. Big deep breath in, and then exhale. Elbow to the thigh, stretch the arm by your ear. As you inhale in, smile inwardly, connect fully, and just express yourself. And that steadiness and that playfulness that our practice brings. Exhale the hand to the earth. Lift the right foot up. Both knees bend. So you're going to now internally rotate the leg. Bring the knee to your wrist. All the way down to pigeon. Not bad, right? Breathe here. If you'd rather come up and do a pigeon with a thigh stretch, go for it. You have to check in, like, are you overdoing it? So then you balance out by settling down, restoring. Are you stuck in restoration land? Then you get up and you move. And it's a tricky dance because a lot of us need to use our bodies and rest our minds, right? Some of us need to rest our mind and our body, but most people need to rest their mind and use their bodies. So here you are in pigeon. If you're up, come down. If you're thigh stretch, release the foot. You're going to inch the left knee in. Shoulders are grounded. Yeah, we're going into that forearm plank again. Tuck the left toes, left thigh lifts. You want to plug in. You don't want to be stretched out here. You don't want to be splitting at the hips. That is not a way to offer sustenance. That's called destabilizing the lumbar spine. So pull the hips towards each other, draw into the core, forearm plank. Lots of lift, extension, shoulders are in, back of the neck is long, front of the throat is open. Taurus is known for their voice, singers, Adele, the Taurus, right? You want to be able to sing clearly and speak your truth with love. That's what we want to sustain. Knees to the earth. Slide back into child's pose. Exhale out completely. Inhale all the way up onto your knees. Find length, connect to the core, shoulders to the back. Arms are sweeping back. So you're feeling that ability to be boisterous of the heart, to speak your truth because you're sustained in your valuable nature, your essence, and able to have fun. So remember, we're going to pick up the tempo for a second. Big breath in. Come upright. Exhale the hands mindfully to the earth. Move it back, downward dog. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. And then bring the knee forward to the heart. Kick it over to the right. Left heel pivots. I call this rock star, so be the rock star that you are, because Fixed Fire loves to be a rock star. Deep breath in. Just think of Sting. He is the embodiment of that fixed energy. Drawn to the belly. Lift up. Leg lifts up and stretches back. And then step the foot through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel. So block or no block is up to you. The block throws my shoulders off, so I bring my hand to my ankle. I squeeze it really, really hard though. My calf is on fire because it has to be on fire to stay steady. Thighs are moving back, core is lifted, hips hug in, shoulders draw in. My hips doing really, really well. I'm not gonna overdo it. Stretch the arm up because we want to value what the body offers us. We want to value healing. We want to know that we have to care for ourselves, right? We don't forget what went before, that radical responsibility that we've all been thrown into. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Oh, Utthita Trikonasana. Bend the front knee, shift the weight forward. Inhale into half moon pose. Sing a song as you go. It'll ground you and release you. Every pose, right? You really want to be able to still breathe, to narrate. Just don't ever be in a situation where you're narrating like me. Exhale, we're gonna go back into reverse warrior two. So the foot comes down. Don't rush it here. This is the thing. We get caught up in having fun. Get the foot to the earth, ground it, drawn to the core, rise up, lift up, reach back. And then come all the way through. Elbow to the thigh, or your hand can go to the earth. One thing that I have learned in doing this practice at home is there is no reason I need to be taking my hand to the earth. It's too much in my hips, right? I lock up and I lose the connection. I totally lose the connection to my core. And that's what we want to sustain. We want to sustain the connection to our essential true self. One more breath. Woo. Almost fell over. And then exhale, hand to the earth, back heel lifts. Remember, we're going to dog pose again, but this time hips stay square. Draw into the belly, find length. Inner thigh lifts, faster than the outer thigh. Knee to the wrist. Pigeon. So nice. Again, you're going to do pigeon on this side the same way you did the other side. For everybody doing the replay, whenever you find it, just know that this practice is about creating, cultivating the strength to stand steady in your light, right? That's it. You can let go of all the other ideas of fixed earth, fixed fire, first quarter moon. It's really about finding the steady strength to stay connected to your essential self so you can live with clear boundaries from the spark of your own heart. Tuck the back toes, back knee's gonna lift. If you have the thigh stretch, release it. Elbows come to the earth. You're gonna hug back in. Remember, this is the idea of really hugging into your core. Lift up, leg lifts. Sweep the heart open. Last time, you have to do forearm prep. Well, forearm plank. And then exhale this time, all the way to the earth. Come into Sphinx pose. Open the heart. Have some water if you need it. Come all the way down. Bend both knees. Find both feet. Shoulders drawn to the back. So, I want you to think of your throat here. Shoulders are drawing in. Thighs are hugging in. Belly's lifting. Back of the neck is long, so we don't want to overextend the front of our throat. That is going to actually give our power away, right? We stress so much, we disconnect to our inner light. So really honor the energy of you. 5 breaths, or 4, whichever one serves you, or 8. 8 would be the number of resilience. And then exhale, melt all the way down. Pillow the hands, melt to the earth. How sweet it is. Bend both knees. Roll your feet from side to side. You can go back and forth or just go to one side and pause. Come all the way to the center, feet ground down, feet point back. Oh, the earth feels really good. I'm transplanting about 500 plants. So that means I have to dig them out and I'm having to put them back in the ground. It's totally worth it, but it's labor intensive. That is called sustenance. That is perseverance. That is steadiness. Shoulders to the back. Inhale, curl up into cobra, upward dog. Finding that opening. Stay lifted through the core, open through the heart. Back of the neck is long, front of the throat is soft. Be able to sing. Something Shiva Ray would always say is you want to be able to always om in a pose. So I don't om for a lot of reasons. Most of it because it was pulling me too far out of my life, my mundane life. So I just notice a dog. Lift up and back, last downward dog. So part of this fixed energy is the middle. It's not the initiatory energy and it's not the ending energy, right? It's the middle. It's the body of the story. Lift the heels out. It's that which sustains us. Walk your feet forward and then walk your hands back. Meet in the middle of your mat. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Just enjoy the forward bend. You can do whatever variation of the forward bend you care to do. Hands to the earth, lengthen the spine. You're going to heel toe the feet apart. Coming all the way into Malasana, so take your feet as far apart as you need to. And letting go of the attachment. If there's any life lesson that comes from fixed earth energy, is letting go of being so attached. That steadiness is powerful, but not the attachment to all the things you think. Right? We have our perspective, which is pretty limited, unless you really commit to learning new ways and cultivating self-awareness and committing to the connection to yourself and taking responsibility. Because that's when you can get a higher vantage point, and guess what? That's how you solve your issues. You're going to come all the way seated, and from that seat, I was going to do tree pose. I forgot to. Oh well. You're going to, right foot comes in, right? You can open your hips if you want to. I'm going to do more of a closed hip. So I'm going to move my foot away because of the length of my legs. You may be able to bring your foot all the way in. Interesting. I'm noticing things in my knee by the positioning of my foot. And so I'm going to play with it. Play, right? So this is kind of the idea. I know this doesn't look really playful, but I'm trying to feel into what's best for my hip, especially when I go to the other side. So I am going to say this. I am playing with how my side that for the first time in my life is not my vulnerable side, this hip at least, so that I can prepare, right? So I'm playing around with that, which I can count on, so that when I ask the other part to commit to exploring new ways of healing, it can trust more. Lengthen the spine, exhale, fold forward. I can't fold as deep, but that is okay. You meet yourself where you are. Maybe you've already gone into your forward bend. Maybe you don't care about the steady fixedness. You just need a really good forward bend. You do you. You're in charge. Be real and be true. Be you. Be in tune. Don't just get caught up off of the hit of the pose. I saw a post that said, get addicted to self-care. I really wasn't a fan of that post, because then probably what we're doing is we're bypassing other areas. I'm a huge fan of self-care, but not of addiction. I used to even say, if you're going to get addicted to anything, get addicted to yoga. And then I realized that created bypassing as well. But we're just humans who will seek out ways to avoid the adversity and the challenges. Exhale out completely, ground into the earth, and inhale, come all the way up. And thank you for letting me just talk that through. It just brought a lot of clarity for me. You're going to lengthen through the spine, bend the left. Ooh, yeah. See, it was a good decision. My whole left side says, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, my left side is being taken care of, okay? Because it's very in need of my attention. All right? It is a little stubborn, but so am I. You're going to draw into the belly, sweep the waist back, lift up, and bow forward. Don't push I gotta stop. We can get caught up in playing the edge and pushing past the edge. We actually need to get more caught up in knowing what our edge is, and because that's the boundary. That is the boundary. We don't need to push past the boundary over and over and over again. You're already doing yoga, so you're already out of your comfort zone, unless you're addicted to it, and then you're avoiding getting out of your comfort zone. Breathe. Forward bending, man, it's so good. So earthy too. Exhale out completely. Draw into the core, finally. Inhale, come all the way up. Stretch the leg out. So you can keep the legs straight for Paschimottanasana. Walk sit bone by sit bone back, so you plug the thighs in. You could also come into Baddha Konasana. We did a lot for the inner thighs. You're going to find length, draw into the core, shoulders to the back, and then bow. Bow into your forward bend. Five breaths. You're going to exhale out completely, finding length through the spine. And inhale, come up. Just makes you so dreamy and so steady. You're going to bend your knees, bring your hips forward. Coming lying down. And as you come lying down, we're going to do a little inversion. You can either do shoulder stand or you can do supported shoulder stand. I am opting for supported because of the vulnerability of my low back. That's really just over-inflamed. That's why doing a really slow, steady practice with a strong container of holding space rather than just going really big and really stretchy is why I teach the way I teach. So I have too much mobility and that creates a lot of inflammation in my body. And when I say inflammation, I don't mean that I live with a lot of pain because my gut health has reduced that immensely. But it's just, I know that it becomes over agitated because it's overextended. So we create support. Come lying down. If you're going to do just bridge pose, shoulder stand, go for it. You might even want to do bridge pose, but realize we've been very contracted. Earth and fire do not complement each other. One is slow, logical, thinks things through. One is big, bold, trust, faith, and goes for it. So they can work well together, but not always. So if you're going to do it on a block, you come up, you bring the block under your hips, you open your throat, your thighs pull down, right? Your thigh bones, you don't let the tailbone drop off. You have to plug in to sustain. Knees lift up, heart's open, core's lifted. My hands are here because I tend to torque this way, so try to even out. So this is great. Like my whole body just went, thank you. I know I can do shoulder stand. I know it would feel really good. I just came here and I felt this whole wave of that childlike thrill of just feeling really good. Like I just got a whole body yes. If you don't know what it's like to have a whole body yes, use your yoga practice to start to know what that feels like. I'll teach a class on it. I will make a note and call me out if I don't do it. But a whole body yes is what you want to start to learn and understand. So even though our feet are off the ground, there's a steadiness, a sustenance of our own fire, of our own commitment, of what matters and what we're valuing. If you went to plow pose, you're going to slowly come back down to the earth. If you're in this supported shoulder stand, bend the knees. Now see if you can get the feet to the ground at the same time. I couldn't. It's all good if you can't. Now, if you're on the block, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it down a notch. So you're here, now you're going to just go down, slow, steady, and the dissolve. If you were in plow pose, just come down vertebrae by vertebrae. I don't do fish pose because of my throat, but if you want to do fish pose, Matsyasana, go for it. Now, if you're on the block and have your hips up, move the block to the side. Arms stretch out long, heels rise up, and vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down to the earth. Really pull that belly back. Heels release, legs walk out long, stretch out, and then just rest. Rest with the earth. Feel the sustenance that comes when we allow for the transformation, the assimilation. Notice where you're still holding on. What's still tight? What's still tense? What won't release? Sometimes all we have to do is bring awareness to it and it releases, and sometimes it takes more.
Mama.
Yeah, baby.
Everything's beeping.
Oh, okay. We'll get it in a little bit. You can leave it. Feel the love of Lulu. Sometimes my Lou makes me miss my Willie. Right? Nothing lives forever, so we have to welcome it in. Just like this moment. Big breath in. Big breath out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Notice how everything you're looking for is right within you. Breathe into that. Always a good idea. Stretch the arms out long. So what do you want to sustain, right? We know that eventually this practice will be forgotten, right? One day I'll be forgotten. Just kidding, we all will, right? But we're also all going to leave an energy behind. Our essence never dissolves unless, right, we're forgotten completely, which is hard, which is really hard to do. You're going to roll over to one side and come up seated. So it's a good time to contemplate, what mark do you want to make? What energy do you want to bring into a room? And once you connect to that energy that you want to bring into the room, then you can discover how you want to care for yourself. Sorry, you know me, I never stay on my side, but I just found the spot that needs. You're gonna slowly come up seated. I'm not gonna even try to sit cross-legged. It's so crazy. It's just this whole line from my elbow all down the back of my arm, down the back through here, down through here. It's just this whole left sideline. I think I need to go back to India to Somnafiram for 3 weeks and just have Ayurvedic massage. I am so grateful for each of you. That you show up, that you dance with my banter, and that you dance, most importantly, with your own light. Because that's what we're here to sustain. We're here to sustain the energy of our souls. Right? We're here to feel the structures of the seasons of our own life and how it doesn't always unfold as we would like, but it usually is unfolding just as it's meant to be. So we practice the release and the attachment, and we continue to arrive. I thank you deeply from the depth of my heart for being who you are and showing up for your light and the greater light of the world. So my heart to each of yours. Namaste. Have a really, really, really lovely day. I will be here to ground us more and more because I'm going to be steady no matter what. Somehow, some way. It's really easy for me to teach in this way. It's really easy for me to teach in this way. It's really easy for me to show up consistently and not be as fragmented.
Can I have Cadbury?
If you can come say hi real quick. Come here, come say hi, just real quick. Lulu said, okay. My sweet girl. She looks extra cute today, come here. Come here, you'll be able to see yourself. Hi, Vivian. You have to pop up. Come here, give me a hug. They can't see you. Here, stand up. Give me a hug. Give me a real hug. I can hug you. So many people can't hug people right now. This is my sunshine that sustains me. Hi. And I hope you have sunshine in your life, whether it's a precious 4-year-old or just the daffodils and the dogwoods and the cherry blossoms. Okay, bye. My girl. See, even this season of being home with her all day, every day is about to end. So nothing lasts forever except for the love in your heart. Ciao.